Welcome, dear friends, once again. Today I want to talk to you about the power of just wearing the Holy Rosary. And I want to do this by talking you through two true stories. The first is about a king called King Alphonsus. King Alphonsus was the king of Galicia and Leon. This king very much wanted that his subjects and the people of his kingdom honored Mother Mary by praying the Holy Rosary. And he had a great idea. What he did was he wore a very large rosary around his belt always wherever he went. And the people of his kingdom, just looking at the rosary that their king wore, were inspired and prayed the Holy Rosary. One day, though, the king fell very ill and his condition became worse and even worse until he was just left for dead. King Alphonsus then found himself in spirit in front of Jesus on the judgment seat. And on one side of the judgment seat were many devils accusing King Alphonsus of all the sins that he had committed. And Jesus was about to condemn King Alphonsus, but suddenly Mother Mary intervened. And she ordered for a pair of scales, weighing scales, to be brought in. And she put all the sins of King Alphonsus on one side, and on the other side, she put the big rosary that he wore, together with all the rosaries that the people prayed, being inspired by the large rosary that King Alphonsus wore. And the side with the rosary was heavier. And then Mother Mary looked kindly at King Alphonsus and told him, "As a reward for the little service you did for me in wearing my rosary, I have obtained a great grace for you from my son. Your life will be spared for a few more years. See that you spend those years wisely and do penance." The king's body suddenly regained consciousness and he cried out, "Blessed be the Holy Rosary, the powerful rosary of the Blessed Virgin Mary, by which I have been delivered today from going to hell." Such is the power, my friends, of just wearing the Holy Rosary. And as promised, I want to tell you one more story. And this is the story of Father Jean Amat. Father Jean Amat was one day preaching in the kingdom of Aragon. And the people brought to him a little girl who was possessed by many devils. Father Jean Amat tried exorcising the little girl, but unfortunately he wasn't successful. He then took his rosary and put it around the girl's neck. As soon as he had done so, the devils in the girl started screaming, "Take it off! Take it off! I can't bear these beads tormenting me!" And the girl was screaming and making all sorts of expressions, and then Father Jean Amat, taking pity upon her, took the rosary off her neck. She seemed very calm. But that night, the same devils that were tormenting the little girl came to attack Father Jean Amat. But Father Jean Amat always had the rosary with him. And sensing the devils around him, he began to pray, "Holy Mary, Mother of God, come to my help." And sure enough, Mother Mary was right there with Father Jean Amat, and the devils had to flee away. The next morning, Father Jean Amat, on his way to church, met the little girl once again. She was still possessed by the devils, and the devil spoke through her, jeering at Father Jean Amat, saying, "Well, brother, if it wasn't for the rosary that you had, we would have made short shrift of you." Father Jean Amat then wanted to put an end to this. He took the rosary and put it around the little girl's neck again and prayed, "In the sacred names and by the sacred names of Jesus and Mary his mother, and by the power of the most holy rosary, I command you, evil spirits, to leave this little girl at once and never return." And the evil spirits had no other option but to obey Father Jean Amat immediately. and the girl was delivered from the evil spirits forever. Such, my friends, is the power of just simply wearing the Holy Rosary. I encourage you, if you do not have a rosary, please take some time to buy one either online on the internet, or maybe if your local parish has one, have it blessed by a priest and wear the Holy Rosary.